Welcome to 5 Questions with a Franchise Owner. Today, we are speaking with Gary Lafreniere at a place at home, Merrimack Valley. Gary, hello. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, Jerod, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I've got 5 questions that I would love to ask. And so I'm just going to go right ahead. And so first off, number one, would love to hear about what you did before you became an owner at a place at home. What was your career?
I was a co-founder and chief operating officer at a software company. So a very different industry, very different career. We did that for about 20 years. We managed, our software managed data for banks and hospitals. So the corporate world, a lot of pressure. Obviously, you're managing some very important data for some from very large companies. So it was a great run. And after about 20 years, I knew in 2020 that I was about ready for a change.
So business ownership and definitely that entrepreneurial spirit inside of you. Didn't want to lose it, wanted to jump into a new business. But there's a lot of different things that you could have done in your life and in different aspects of business ownership. But what motivated you to look into the home care business?
There were a couple of factors. One you mentioned, I still wanted to own my own business. So we looked at a bunch of different industries, and I came across home care, and it kind of hit home with me as the last 4 years of my mother's life, she had dementia. So as a family, we had dealt with the challenges of managing the care of a loved one, taking care of her, and then managing the process of finding care for her when it became too much. So I had that experience. We had those challenges as a family, and I wanted to draw on that. So another part of what I wanted to do in the next phase of my career was contribute to our community. And I thought this was a good opportunity. I could share my knowledge and my experience with families going down the same path that I had been down. One word I always hear when talking to families in the first conversation is overwhelming. If you're not prepared for this, it's an overwhelming experience. And that's something that at the time I went through it, I didn't have anyone to lean on or an organization. I didn't know where to go. So that's something I wanted to give back to the community and be able to help families that go through this, whether it's we provide the in-home care for them with our caregivers, or we help them find the right community that's maybe a better fit for them. And even if they don't choose us as the company they want to use, I at least give them information and send them on their way with at least a better knowledge than they had before, because that's what's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding that solution for our clients, for seniors, for their families, so important. And that is what drove me into senior care and in-home care as well. And so from the beginning and from what I've met you, always have known your story and your why. And one of the things that make you such a fantastic owner is you're here to help people and join our culture and get behind our values. So we appreciate all those things. And, you have taken your business there in Merrimack to some fantastic heights and breaking all sorts of records along the way. So I would say it was a good choice to get into the home care business for sure. But, talking about home care and home care businesses, there was a lot of different brands that you could have chose from, right? I'm sure you did a lot of research in deciding, what brand you wanted to go with, but why did you ultimately choose a place at home?
I did do my research and talk to a number of franchises, and ultimately, the choice was made based off of you, Dustin, and Mitch in the beginning. And then what sealed the deal was meeting the team behind you guys. So it wasn't the numbers, it wasn't the business, the franchise document, any of that stuff for me. They are fairly similar across the industry. It was the people. It was what was going to be behind this brand. And it was meeting you guys. As you mentioned, you have your why. Dustin has his. We talked about that. And I really felt like our conversations where my wife and I, Ariana, who owns the business with me, our conversations with you guys were honest, they were easy, and they were educational. I truly felt like our success was very important to you guys. However we got there with your support, So it was the people.
Awesome. Well, we love hearing that, and love having you as a part of a place at home community for sure. So we are sure glad that we all decided that it was a great fit to bring you on board. So talking about bringing you on board, right now, you've been in the business. This is, you're becoming a seasoned vet. You've gone through quite a bit, launching your business during a pandemic and just, so many different variables out there. But tell us a little bit about that launch process, starting your business, and really kind of some of your feelings on that training and ongoing support.
The support, it's a new industry for me, right? I'm coming from a very different industry, so I needed everything. I know some franchise owners come from a similar industry in healthcare, whether working in assisted living or so they have some background. My background was my personal experience with my mother. So the business aspect, I needed a lot related to this industry. So from the beginning, across the team, everybody was so helpful. And I'm, 15, 16 months into this, and I get the same support today that I did the first week I opened, whether it's marketing, whether it's financials, whatever it is, whoever I can call on their corporate. If I don't get the answer right away, if they don't have it right there when I ask for it, they get it for me. So it's been great in that aspect. I mean, I still do a weekly call with Dustin, and that's how many CEOs do weekly calls with franchisees, almost a year and a half after they've opened up. Usually, it's after the first few months, you're on your way and they check in once in a while. So it's the ongoing support and the training's ongoing. There's still new stuff you guys are coming out with and providing to all the franchises that they can use at different stages of their path. So it's endless and ongoing, and it's very helpful.
I'm glad we can continue to provide that kind of support. Also appreciate you being there to take the support, right? To be a part of our roundtables and our webinars. And now that you have grown your business, you have support staff and you are engaging them in the trainings. And so it has to go both ways, right? We can offer so much, but the franchise owner as well needs to be able to take that, learn from it, and grow. And you absolutely are doing those things, and so is your team. So kudos for that, man. That's fantastic. It's definitely just goes to show your leadership and how your business is going to just continue to thrive. So lastly, I wanted to talk a little bit about a place at home culture and how it has impacted your business.
Working with and talking to the other owners. I don't know how many other franchises offer such availability, and the franchisees are open to it. To me, this is a family atmosphere with a team effort. It's really, corporate is great supporting me, and if I want to go to a franchisee, someone in the country who has maybe a little more experience and they've been through something I'm about to go through or I just went through with questions, everybody is so open and quick to react and help. Like I said, and I know every franchisee pretty well from the convention. Everyone is, like I said, a family. So it's something where, they're busy running a business, but I'm on a group chat. If I fire out a question, hey, I have this later today. Has anybody had this in the past? What would you do? I get 5-6 answers from franchisees anywhere in the country that have been through it. And they may be a little different answers, a different perspective, which is even better. It's not one right answer to everything. So it's been huge. So a family atmosphere with a team effort is kind of how I'd sum it up. And it's ongoing, like the support from corporate. Everyone I meet, every new owner now, the owners that are just coming in, they're asking questions and I'm able to help them because I've been through those early stages. So it's rewarding and it's great to be part of that.
Oh, that's great to hear. And I see it every day on the group messages and our Facebook group. The attendance for the webinars has been fantastic. Our attendance at the conference, over 90% of the owners being there, looking at another packed conference this year. I'm really excited for that, to get everyone together again. It's work hard, play hard culture, and we're all there to support each other. Wonderful to see. So And those are all the questions that I have for you today, Gary. Again, Gary is our owner out at a place at home. Merrimack Valley is past his first full year, going into his second year, and just doing amazing things out there. Can't wait to see how this next year goes and the new heights that you're going to reach. But thanks again for your time today, Gary.
Anytime. Look forward to seeing you in September, Jerod.
All right. We'll see you there.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks.